how you like the backpack?
Oh, it was nice. Yeah. Shout out my teammates.
What do you think about the way you guys performed tonight and fourth quarter? Obviously, the way it went last night, a little bit of a different situation tonight. How do you feel like you guys performed, particularly in the fourth quarter, to hold on for the win?
I feel like we got off to a slow start in the first, but we picked it up. We picked our defensive intensity up, and from there it just stems everything else. Our offense starts on the defensive end, and us getting stops and running. That's that's kind of our identity, and that's what we did in the fourth.
Caleb, for you, what are the sort of the biggest things you see that you need to adjust or see that you need to sort of learn as you make this transition to the NBA? Like, what stands out to you?
These last two games, we've been put in positions, put in situations to where, we're in tight games, tight situations. So I think me just learning how to control the game and, knowing where my teammates are and getting them involved and getting them easy shots, whether that's me creating for myself or for my teammates. I think that's something that I can definitely get better at.
The free throws in the fourth, what'd you think of them? You made enough, but maybe probably not as many as you would prefer.
Those all night. I can't wait to get to the gym tomorrow so I can shoot as many free throws as I can. But thank God that I made the last one. I wouldn't have heard the end of it if I didn't. So I just I believe in myself and making big time shots and big time moments and like I said, thank God I made that last free throw.
How would you describe Hanson's play in that little run in the third quarter?
Yeah, boy, different. He's nice. He's a talent. He's a joy to be around off the court. And his English is getting a lot better. He's starting to understand everybody a little bit more and more day by day. So I'm enjoying being his teammate, and he has so much growth in him. And just to see how talented he is, the moves that he was doing out there, he looked more comfortable than he did the first game. And so you can tell that, like I said, he's getting more comfortable, and, the sky's the limit for him.
Is that as good as he's played in training camp? That burst in the third quarter is as good as
he's kind of been playing like that throughout training camp, but, I think he put it on full display today, tonight, and, he's just getting better and better.
What were your early impressions of him? Like, even going back to like the pre-Vegas practices, was there a moment when you were like, that boy nice? Was there a moment when there was like when you were like, okay, this guy is different, like he's special?
I mean, you could just see. I mean, he's a 7-footer, going behind the back, spin moves, hitting threes, and I think he didn't show the passing that he can do as well tonight. But we see that every day in training camp, every day in practice, and like I said, he has so many things in his bag that he can bring out any given moment. I just think it's him being more comfortable and getting involved in the system.
So he was hitting like a behind the back spin off the big scoop layup like in June when you first saw him.
Like a few weeks ago he hit he had did like a spin move and then like did like a little jelly layup where he went up and under in practice, but like I haven't seen somebody that talented like in person at his age do the things that he's doing.
Were you you were in summer league, so you saw the reactions there to him, but were you caught off guard at all tonight by how loud the crowd got for a preseason game, or did it put into perspective just like the amount of excitement he's generating?
I mean, you've seen it in Vegas. I seen it in Vegas. With the amount of stardom that he has. He's a star in the making, and he's just like I said, he's gonna keep getting better and better. He's like I said, he's a joy to be around, and him just having that like carefree mentality, I think that's gonna take him further than anything else because he's just out there having fun.
How's your Chinese?
It's not that good, but I'm learning though. I'm learning. He's teaching me a little something.
What were your teammates saying to you after you missed the first free throw, but then came through and made the second?
They were just telling me I was good. They know I can make free throws, and that wasn't me. That was AI.